Yo, what's going on, guys? Singh here. A little bit of a different video. This is actually a look back on the last video I just did, where we versed 187 and we had some bonker siege rallies against them. And I thought it'd be a good one to kind of look through and see like why the siege did so well, and look through their defenses and their troop counts, and yeah, kind of pick apart their defense a little bit and figure out why our siege performed so well. And yeah, that why we performed so well generally against them. We actually came in like 20 minutes late because I was busy doing something. But yeah, anyway, let me show you the scout report.
Is about to get.
I, dude, I'm too fast here. I can't even keep up with myself. So right away, just the T14 siege. I honestly don't even look at the second number. I just saw 2 million something, 2 million something. I also partially look at the calves real quick, and then I just scroll down. Quickly look at the buffs, and saw 1,000 siege attack. Siege defense doesn't really do too much on defense. Really good to know that siege defense, generally speaking, does not do a lot. In my opinion, doesn't really do too much on defense. Siege HP is way more of a factor on, well, attack and defense for siege. I guess it is nice to have siege defense. Don't get me wrong; it's definitely an impact. But siege attack number one, siege HP number two, siege defense number three, and that's just based on experience and what I've also seen like other people share from their reports and whatnot. Siege defense doesn't really seem to be as big of a factor, but primarily I saw his buffs. I saw he still had a lot of high tier siege. I don't really look at the mid tier siege too much. That's all gravy anyway. Whatever it happens to be, it all dies. But the big thing I was looking at was these siege buffs. That's what I really wanted to go ahead and see.
Put that for Darcy.
And then the rains. I saw the first one was, oh man. Oh. Yes, I just wanted to see the rains.
I'm gonna
Saw this is janky, just 3 types of troops,
put
a
that
nothing. This 2.5 mil gen, just crap. And then this was the one rain that I was a little bit concerned about, 5.9 mil ground gen. Pre-rain from Mama Bear, who pre-rains. She pre-rains everyone, by the way. But anyway.
What do you want to do?
So right there, I was about to say let's siege this dude right over here. But I didn't get a chance to get that off, and we got distracted. And we ended up coming back to it. You could hear Roy calling out, let's range this person, blah, blah, blah. So we get distracted for a while. But we do end up coming back to that siege, and we'll see how that does. Yeah.
Go ahead. Three. Lions going up. So make sure and do a fast 11.
Alright, here it is. Who are who? I think I like Elrath. By Elrath, we mean Enstarath. I don't know why we call them Elrath.
Elrath? Yeah. Alright, let's do a fast 11 then.
Okay.
Fast 11, can somebody type it? And make sure, guys, check your troops, please. Because we've done a few, so make sure you're not sending high end. Okay. We all set?
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Ready? Alright. Fast 11's going up. 3, 2, 1. It's up.
Watching.
He's getting. Oh, he's good. Send it.
Sending.
You gotta speed it. Alright. 1.5. 1.5 mil siege, 137,000 wounded. Did not expect that whatsoever. I think this is mainly because this person had. We found out afterwards he had tons of low layer siege. I think from back in the day when siege all had the same distance. And I'm guessing this person's got a ton of siege flots, probably, from that old mechanic. Maybe. who knows? But we 3x'd them almost. Did very well. I think it's mainly because of the buffs. The ground rain actually didn't do as much as we thought it would to stop us. And yeah, mainly we did much better because of those because of his buffs, essentially. Like he had fairly low siege attack. It's kind of sad to see, right? 1,000 siege attack on defense. Pretty low now. This also supports that siege defense is really not that impactful, and siege HP is pretty mandatory for you to survive and do well against siege rallies nowadays. And we also had a high troop count, so we had about 18 million, almost 19 million siege troops going at it, and this was again a T11 siege rally. So we'll see what happens. So you're gonna see us. So the reason we know how to do range next, which is probably gonna be like your thought, like how do you know how to do range next? So let's see what happens when you do siege. Let's see. Maybe I see the scout. Look at what's left. So when you use siege, you're gonna kill all those siege troops if it is this successful, which honestly not every time it is, but it is. You'll know it is because all the T13 siege are gone. Generally speaking, if it's as if T14 and T13, or sorry, if T13 siege is left over, that means you didn't kill all the siege. But if T13 siege is gone, that means you did clear all the siege. And then the second indicator is he has no more T14 range. So that means we went as far as, killing his actual range troops. After siege kills all siege, it'll start killing enemy range troops. So we went pretty far on this guy with that siege rally. So all he has left now is a lot of cav. You can see 2.5, 2.5, 2.3, 2 mil over here, range and ground. And even his ground, not so high, dude. This dude does not have enough ground to really protect himself. If I were to give this person some advice, tons of T14 ground, tons of T13 ground. He needs a lot more ground. But anyway, you'll see we'll call range. He's a range.
Oh my god, range.
Yeah, range.
Everyone, we just have so much experience at this point. We all know range. Even with that ground range, doesn't matter. Range.
Range.
And you'll see what happens.
Range, fast range. Somebody type it. Fast range is going up. 3, 2, 1. Fast range is up.
I'm coming. I was typing.
Raining maybe.
He'll die.
Or I'm sending.
They sent that. They attacked us actually. They had a long range rally set up, and they attacked Ebby. This was sitting here for a long time, and we had some range in her. Because again, they just had a range rally setting up. So range rally.
They got hammered.
Bro, why aren't we not speeding this march?
Because they don't have troops to reinforce.
Alright, 2 bill, just KO. Siege range 2 tap. I think he was dusted from attacking other people and whatnot, but yeah, so that was the sequence on him. Again, yeah, so when you siege someone, generally speaking, if you do that well on it and their range is even dead, they're going to die to that range rally coming afterwards. And yeah, so I mean, I hope this was somewhat informative. That siege attack is a big indicator. The siege HP is the second indicator. Having enough siege is also a big indicator. So you don't want to siege like a 2 bill keep or like a 2.5 bill keep. You're not going to do that well. I mean, you'll definitely kill all the siege if you have a big enough rally like we did, like a, what it was, 18 bill or something. But you want there to be enough for it to work and, serve its purpose, which is to get rid of that siege so that your future attacks will perform much better, like this range attack. And you'll see further along in the video that we also perform well in other situations. So let's see if we can find that. Oh yeah, Wrath. Okay. Let me see if I read the scout on Wrath. Okay, so this is Wrath Scout.
He's got 4.1 range. I think
he'd
do well.
Lot of siege, dude. 5 million T14, which of course, like, keeps are supposed to have that much siege at this point when they're that big. See buffs. Same exact build, dude. 1000 siege HP, 516 siege HP, 5000 siege attack, 516 siege HP. Oh my god, his buffs are atrocious across the board. This guy needs Jesus, as we'd say.
T11.
And pre-rates. Let's do T11. Not that significant, but Pre
He's
rains.
back, Roy.
Yeah, I'm we're looking on the.
He's-
Yep,
Perfect.
ready.
So we set the T11. I think this one was crazy.
Abby's getting arch soloed.
Ground range.
Wait, I'm sending. Look at this nonsense.
Wow.
1.6.
1.6.
Wow.
1.6.
Range.
Crazy.
Yeah, arch him.
Range.
Should be a range now.
Yep, setting.
And again, we just know from the sequence that the following step is to range. Like his calves are going to be unprotected from the siege, or from the range rally because they don't have siege left over. Generally speaking, when you're ranging someone and they do have all their troops, including their siege in their city, their defending siege will kill your range troops. That's just part of what happens. It's why people go so high on siege attack historically and siege buffs on defense. That's why everyone like JEJ back in the day is because that siege helped defend against range attacks. But, you know, when you eliminate that siege and those calves are just sitting out there, you'll see.
Range is going up in 3, 2, 1. Range is up.
And Mama Bear's just here soloing people and pre-raining.
All right.
I'm
Everyone's
doing
here.
solo.
I'm sending.
Mama Bear soloed me.
He healed?
Look at this.
This guy healed. 2.2 mil, dude.
47.
The huge range rally. He healed.
2.2.
I think Cav. He didn't heal. I was wrong there. He just had a lot of power to begin with.
Oh,
I think Cav or Big
Cav.
Siege. Cav or Big Siege. He's got. So the reason I'm saying Big Siege here. Okay, another learning. Look at his breakdown, right? So he's pretty much range and ground. So what we used to do back in the day was Cav this because but just look at this troop count, dude. 160 million, so much bulky layers up top. 7.5 million T12 range. 4 million T12 over here, or T13 over here. Calving this is gonna hurt. You're not killing this in one cav for sure. And those range troops are really, really, really gonna hurt. And especially if this person ends up, we know his buffs suck, but if this dude had really good ground defense and range attack, it would really we'd probably have to do cav ground or cav ground. Like it'd be 3 rallies, but you'll see what we end up doing. We're gonna end up. You'll see.
He still has some arch left. He's got T13 arch left.
Big siege.
Big siege. Big siege.
Big siege.
All right, Big Dicky.
Gonzalo.
Terrible idea. Don't do it. It's a trap.
They're setting me. They're setting me. Back.
Counter. That's a pitch.
Damn it, don't.
Or cancel and reset. All right, I'm gonna cancel.
All right, we sent the big siege.
1.4.
1.4, and did you see, dude? Did you see how many troops?
1.4.
And that's literally all his range troops. That's every single range troop in the city gone, most likely. Like that's actually definitely because I scattered him afterwards, and you'll see. So when the enemy has no siege, when you siege him again, you'll start killing range. Like I said early on, like remember that first siege attack that we did, and we kill those T14 when they have no siege, and you do like a big siege rally. Look at this exchange. It's 2x, and now this player is literally just ground troops. When do you ever see that? Look at this. It's just ground troops. It's the most hilarious. I mean, if we cav rallied him, he just melts. You know, he's just ground.
Cav, 100% Cav. Actually, gonna
But we're pushing. Gonzalo wanted to get top 100,
Gonzalo-
so he just
Cav solo him.
he just soloed him 3 times and he melted. But
Cav solo him if you need your points.
he wanted to get top 100, so he just soloed him 3 times and he melted. Let me show you the last sequence that happened on Mama Bear. Okay. So Mama Bear actually tanked the siege earlier in this, so because she's actually pretty good at swapping to her siege general on the wall when we siege her, so we did a fake range real siege.
Okay, fake range.
I read it.
And when someone is 7 bill and they have all their troops, you have to siege. But let's see her buffs anyway.
If she switches her wall general.
Mainly, I'm just checking to see the wall general switch up here to see if she switched over to the siege general, and if she did, we would range to get rid of those. But dude, look at all those siege troops. Also, she has no debuff because she's just been soloing this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, this was so fun.
I read it.
Kind of easy.
And her buffs, cav buffs are pretty nice, but these siege buffs without her actual, it's the same exact thing as the other. Dude, look at this high, decent 650 siege defense. Okay, you think that's gonna work? Nope.
Yep, ready.
Okay, fake range, real T11 siege. It's going up. Fake range in 3, 2, 1. Fake range is up. Real T11 in 3, 2, 1.
I had no idea this was a thing. Ew, mercenary siege T15. What?
It's up. Alright, sending.
A little slow, boys.
Oh my fucking god.
Bro, 2.4 bill. Oh my god.
2.4 bill.
Are you kidding me?
No subsidies.
Range.
I mean, bro, this is why you got to be careful soloing in Battlefield when you're that big, bro. You got troops to protect. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
Done.
Actually, let me just send this range. Are you guys fast range?
Yeah.
And what are you doing, bro? Like, I'm generally speaking, I'm a nice guy, but what are you doing here? Why do you care about this right now?
Oh,
Yo,
man.
if this kills her, I might shit my pants.
Oh, it'd be nice if we had like 5 bill.
We won.
Yo,
Oh,
my
yeah.
Wow,
3.6, dude. Oh my lord. Well,
wow,
Oh
bro.
my god.
And
Wow.
3.6.
And do you, well, so she's got siege coming back.
all right. Let me like give you the takeaway from this. If there's anything that you're gonna learn from this sequence and this video, and like what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to prove here is that, if you're building your defense to survive siege rallies, there's two things you could do, right? Like number one, you can swap your siege general. You swap your wall general to your siege general when you're getting siege rallied, and you will tank. Generally speaking, you can tank if you get a siege rain, a big siege rain. You can tank a T11 siege rally or a big siege rally, whatever's coming at you. It is possible. If you're not facing a freaking 39 bill siege rally, you can tank that if you have a refined siege general. Or don't focus siege defense. Get around like 1300 or 1250 siege attack. I know that sounds crazy. And focus siege HP. Keep a couple siege HP refines. Keep some siege flat refines if you need to on your wall as well. Like maybe like 2 siege flats. And yeah, I mean the biggest thing is though you need teamwork. You need like 1 at least or 2 big siege rains when they set that T11 on you, and that'll even out or help you go positive against a T11 siege rally. But the way these people have built their defense was just set up for failure. I mean, 650 siege defense does not help you on defense. It's siege HP that you should be focusing if you're gonna focus anything. At these sizes, like you need mounted defense and ground defense. You don't need siege defense. And for the HPs, you need cav HP and you need siege HP. In my opinion, like 700 siege HP, 750 siege HP if possible, and like 900 cav HP. I know that sounds ridiculous. Military Academy, it's possible. But that's what you need to survive this stuff. And also, don't solo out your subs, man. Come on.
She sent,
You got troops to protect.
2.5
But anyway, this was completely on the fly. I hope you guys enjoy this content. I'm just rambling, honestly, just whatever thoughts come to the top of my head. And this is like what I'm thinking quietly you know, some of this stuff as I'm reading these reports very quickly. I'm not looking at all the bits and pieces of information as I'm reading the scouts. I think a lot of people feel like I'm reading the whole report in like half a second. I'm really not. Let me see.
She switches her wall general.
So like here, I'm not here. The first thing I'm looking at, siege count. All right, got siege. Right. And then part of me looks at, does she have cabs for the following attack? Of course she does. She's got cabs. So like she's 7 bill. I scratch that thought right away. Then move on. Buffs. What are the buffs? And I know I don't need to care about any of this up here right now because we're sieging. That's the first thing we need to do. The only priority is what are her siege buffs. So I'm just looking down here. 1, 2, 3 numbers. That's all I need to care about. Don't need to read all this big chunk up here. Who cares? Right here. HP, attack. That's it. I didn't even fully notice that she had 650 defense, to be honest, until I'm doing this video. Saw 1,000 attack, less than 600 HP. Gonna go really well. I mean, we were gonna hit her regardless. I'm not saying that there was any other approach to do. I'm not trying to say that, oh, we could have ranged her first. That might have been the right bet. I'm just trying to explain like why this went as well as it did. If she had like 750 siege HP over here from her mounted HP a little bit, and maybe 1,200 siege attack, take a little bit from her mounted attack, you know, take a little bit from ground. I don't even know where her attacks are, dude. She should have better buffs by now. I don't even know she's C1, dude. Come on. But yeah, that's the takeaway. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in future videos. Bye.